Welcome back to the Tilted Podcast. Today it's going to be a little bit of a smaller, shorter episode. Right now I got me, Damien, aka Hammonite, and then we got my good friend Dominic.
Dominic.
I don't know if you want to say anything. Anyways, so quick intro to Dominic, just in case you've never met him, you've never seen him. He hasn't showed up in any videos yet. We recorded a Trivial Pursuit with him. He's pretty good at trivia. Basically, that one's also not going to get uploaded. This is Dominic's first time finding that out.
Wait, what?
The audio sucked.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, dude. You could not, you could hear every other word you said, and then you could hear every other word like my brother said. It's bad. It was not a good. So, we're going to re-record that sometime, and he will definitely show up in something, you know. But today, we're just going to have a little bit of a chill, shorter podcast. It's kind of warm as hell out, so.
It's like 90 degrees with 80% humidity.
Oh, yeah, don't remind me. People, I don't want to do this. But no, yeah. So, basically, what we'll be going over today is just kind of whatever we feel like. Right, first off, this is a little bit of a, housekeeping. Let's talk about a few things on the channel. So, there's been a little bit of lack of uploads for this past week. Basically, it's been a little hectic. So Tristan's going to be in Vegas for the next week and a half about. So he won't be back until maybe maybe July 7th, July 8th.
What's he doing down there?
He's just going to Vegas.
Oh, just to gamble?
Yeah, just hang out. I don't really know everything he's planning on, but definitely a lot of gambling. He says he's trying to hit on a lot of girls. But should be good.
Buck says he gets AIDS.
Probably. Dude, no, but he'll be back. He'll tell us a lot of stories on the next podcast he's on. But I don't know. It's been a pretty weird ride with this. So, let me think. Today we should be having Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze coming up. As long as the rendering and everything goes okay. That'll be up. And the next we'll be putting up one of the one-offs we have stored. So it'll either be like Assassination Hitman, or it's going to be, what is the other one? Cuphead. So, look forward to that. I got a few things coming up. We definitely want to get into a lot more one-offs as we go further into the channel, because starting a million series is kind of getting to the point of you got to be able to finish them all. So we'll be doing more one-offs as time progresses. But till then, so real quick, Dominic, you are a college student, right?
Yes. So I go to school. Is it okay if I say my school?
It don't matter.
I
know we live in Worcester Park.
Yeah. I go to school in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The school's called Carthage College. I'm a political science and history major, so I have no social life to speak of, and I love hating myself, apparently.
Sadistic as fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude.
And that's kind of why before the podcast we were talking about Detroit Become Human.
Good game.
Which I really like because of the social and political aspects of the game. It seems very interesting. The game itself seems too realistic, in my opinion. In that sense of, I could totally see androids becoming actual citizens of the United States, having actual human rights.
Okay, real quick then. So, if androids were to become so advanced where they gain their own sentientness or whatever, consciousness or whatever you want to call it, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because first of all, preface this: Detroit Become Human. It is a game. First of all, we're uploading on the channel. You guys should be pretty familiar with it. But in case you haven't, please go check out the videos. They're pretty good. They're funny, and there's a lot of crazy crap that happens in those games. So basically, it's a game where you play as 3 different androids, and you gotta kind of decide what you want to do when it comes to either becoming sentient and rebelling against your masters and getting your own freedoms, getting your own rights and all this stuff, or kind of just taking a lenient side where you kind of just become nothing. You stay androids.
Well, and it's similar to the Telltale games.
Yeah, well, I would compare it more to Heavy Rain and stuff, because made by the same.
Yeah,
it's literally the same people that are making it.
I've never played Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain's really good.
So
play that.
It's hard for me to compare the two.
So. There's 3 of them. Basically, this is a series called, what was it, David Knox? Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I think it's called David Knox Games. Mm-hmm. He's the director, writer, and creative, mind when it comes to this stuff. He is very influential with these games because he wrote the story for Heavy Rain. He wrote the story for Beyond Two Souls, I think the game was called, and then he wrote the story for Detroit Become Human. Mm-hmm. These are all his creations. He's made 3 in the series so far, and they are all masterpieces in their own right. Hey, like, I've never played one of those games and not been satisfied. There's many endings. I mean, like, just Detroit Become Human, there's 40 different endings, and that's not including you killing a character in, like, previous chapters.
Oh yeah.
So there's a crap ton of endings. There's probably more upwards to maybe 60 endings.
To be honest, I heard there's up to 72 different endings for the game.
But I'm assuming that's including character deaths from previous levels. Yeah, it's 100% 40 at the last mission, which is insane.
Yeah,
fucking crazy. Which I love, and I love the game. It's so fun. It is so fun.
The game is really amazing because for me, how I see it is, if consciousness is something achievable through robotics, through androids, stuff like that, I don't have a problem giving them their rights like that. I think that's... It's hard for us to think a computer could be sentient, but what does consciousness even mean? That's a hard thing to even describe. That's going down the rabbit hole of philosophy and theology and
all the useless majors.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's just going down a deep rabbit hole of what ifs, and it's not a fun conversation to go down a rabbit hole like that. But if we keep in context of, let's say we're just transported into Detroit Become Human, with everything we know right now, we can actually see them being conscious, making their own choices, going against what they're being told. In my opinion, it's hard to tell them apart from humans when they have that camouflage skin where they can look whatever they want.
And they definitely play with that because, like, I don't want to... How much do you know about Detroit Become Human? Do you know the words she takes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll quickly say this right now because we're at that point in the game already. So it's not, first of all, once again, this is going to be a very, very, very small spoiler. It's nothing that impacts the game. It's nothing that's going to make things crazy. And we have reached that point in our playthrough. Go watch them. They're good. We promise. But there's a part of the game where Kara, one of the people you play as, grabs... Well, first of all, even a little further back, each android, you could tell that they're androids by looking at them because they're wearing these clothes, they have a chip in the side of their head, and they look...
It's more of a sticker. Yeah. If it was an actual chip in their head, they couldn't just pop it off, just like they're flicking like hair off of them.
Exactly. But at one point in the game, she decides to basically change her clothes, which against the law technically for androids.
Yeah.
And then she decides to take out that little chip, basically, and by doing that, she looks 100% human. Nothing about her seems robotic.
Well, they all look human. If it wasn't for that little circle,
well, exactly. But I'm saying, like, that's all. That's all the separation is, and it's insane. So, but then even after she takes it out, instead of having like a little divot or whatever, her android bio components actually repair it to make it look normal. And it keeps a human surface, and it's insane to watch. It's like it's one of those things where it's meant to be an impactful moment, and it does carry what it wants to do, and it brings up questions of how far away they are from us, right? And I'm just like, by the way, my whole time playing this game, I had this one mindset: they aren't real. Like, in my mind, I was like, even if we make the consciousness, even if we make this, I just can't see it ever being seen as real. So that's where it becomes like a gray area for me. Because in my playthrough, all 100% and beyond is I just let androids become androids, stay androids. I didn't fight for the freedom. I played as, first of all, you guys should know this already if you watch the videos, but Connor is my favorite character. He is 100% android, and he is 100% my favorite. So I follow Connor's mission to a T, basically, and then I kind of Kara and Marcus, I didn't really like Marcus, to be honest. Yeah, but
I personally don't like him either. Out of the three, he's the weakest in my
100%. That's what I've been saying in those videos. He has the weakest voice acting, because there's a part of the game, once again, very small spoiler, we have not got to this point, but it is literally nothing, right? Here's a point in the game where he gives a speech, right? I'm not going to tell you what the speech is about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. I'm not going to say what it is, because that is something maybe they'll want to wait until the videos come out for that. But he gives a very good speech that's supposed to be very impactful, right? But as I listen to it, it is the most monotone, the one tone is just, it's so bad.
Without spoiling it, is it the first one or the second one? of his speeches.
Without spoiling it, I'm going to say the one that was on the top and like when you get to the roof. I'll say
Okay, that one. So
right.
the second one.
Yeah, that's 100% the best way to not spoiling it.
Okay.
So, yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. And I'm just like, that one was supposed to be really impactful.
For me, I took that differently because I saw him try and be... And I know there's different choices on how it could come and how you could sound. So my playthrough of it is different than yours on how you viewed it. But how I saw it was, at least for mine, was very diplomatic. He wasn't demanding. He wasn't doing anything drastic in that situation. He was taking a nice middle ground, and I liked that.
For me, it wasn't about what he said. I liked what he said, but I just didn't like how he said it. I'm saying the voice actor, whatever the actor's name is, I didn't like his delivery for most of the stuff he was in. Like, I'll be honest. Like, that was my biggest problem with Marcus, is his voice acting could not get me to care. You know? Which I loved Mark. I mean, that being said, I love all three of these characters. Marcus, even though he's my least favorite, I still like him all quite a bit. I mean, they do make you care about him.
Oh yeah, but at least how I first came in was with Connor. I thought I was gonna hate him when I first saw him. The first
really?
opening part, just because I'm like, okay, he's a prototype, but he's also very detective. So I'm like, great, I'm just going to be playing a detective robot who doesn't really care about anything but getting the investigation done.
And you can play like that. You 100% can.
But I was really surprised how human he became. At least in my experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, everyone's experience, once again, this game is crazy different for every person. My experience, he was a robot the whole time. And I love that. I was just like, you are my robot. You will do what I say. I will catch the other robots, and in the end, that's kind of what I did.
Well, and for me, there were some really like good choices for dialogues for me, and I chose them to add more character, more like how if I was in that situation, what I would do.
Yeah, I get it.
The reason why I did that was because I'm thinking, well, he's a prototype, so he should have more human characteristics than a normal android would be. He would take more risks.
I can see that.
Joking around, stuff like that, to at least seem more human, but then you can also tell that he doesn't really care or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before we go on a tangent more about this game, it is a great game. There's definitely politics to it if you get down to the nitty gritty.
Oh god, yeah.
It is insane. And when we finish the playthrough of our this, and we have it all uploaded, we will be doing a full-on podcast of us debating the politics of it.
Okay.
We 100% are doing this. We've talked about it already. I think we've mentioned it before in previous podcasts that we're planning on doing that. But just wait. Once all the videos are out, we will 100% get together, regroup our thoughts, see if any of our opinions change throughout this playthrough, and just a little debate. I feel like most people are going to agree on a lot of this stuff, but I feel like, I don't know, 100%. Right now, at the moment, I'm the one person that disagrees with Eric, my brother, and Tristan while we're playing through the game. And it's like, it's just different opinions, you know? And I think that'll be interesting as we get into that podcast form. But wait for that. It'll be fun. But anything else you want to say about Detroit before we move on?
For me, I'm not a big PlayStation kind of guy, but Detroit Become Human, I would buy a PlayStation 4 just for that game.
That's fair. That's a good game.
Just because of how amazing the game is. The replay value alone is insane. Worth it. I mean, for me, $60 games tend not to be worth the sticker price, but Detroit Become Human, oh my gosh.
I'd pay 60, easy.
You totally get return value
definitely
from the replay alone.
But I will say, because like I bought the game the first day it was out. Because I was a big fan of the other two games. I never got to really get into Beyond Two Souls, which I regret doing, and I will go back and play it, I promise. But I played a crap ton of Heavy Rain. I love that game. I hold that game to a fucking virtue right now in my life.
That's the game where
your son gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because all I can remember, I know the meme of just some guy running in the rain and just shouting his...
Oh, you're talking about that meme. Yeah, okay, where he's yelling for his son. Yeah. But there's a lot of memes from the game. And but it's okay. I like it. It's fun. Even though I love that game, Detroit Become Human is by far way better in my opinion. And it just shows how far they've come as a company, and as the author and the director has come, he has progressed, and it really shows in this game. I am excited to see whatever his next project is.
I personally would love to see a historical one.
That'll be interesting. Like, and what do you mean historical? Like, in what way?
Hell, I would love to see like a World War II one.
Huh?
Where you're a German and you have to decide, are you going to side with the Nazis? Are you going to fight the Nazis? Are you going to join the communists? Something like that. Because there's so much dynamic value during that time in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, I see that. I will say I like that. I don't think they'll ever do it because David Cook or whatever his name might be, he is a very big fan of making his own stories of these hypotheticals that talk on deeper dialogues than what the game shows. Because the game shows you the androids, and the game shows you your son getting kidnapped, and this game shows you this girl with psychokinetic powers, but there's always deeper messages within those things, you know? So, I feel like he would prefer to keep going on his own stuff. Like Detroit Become Human, it got started in a very, very weird way. You know how it started, right?
No, I don't.
It started with the Kara trailer a few years back, and basically the trailer was she was getting taken apart because she was returned. She was being taken apart, being put back together, and as it happened, she yells, "Stop doing this! I am human!" And the machine stops, and I just look at her and just say, "What?" And that's all it is. But that one trailer was released by the author and the director of these games. People went stir crazy and were like, "What is this? This looks interesting. Please, if this is an idea for a game you're thinking of making, please make it. Please make it." And he was like, "Fuck it, I'll make it. All right, cool." You know, and then he spent the next I don't know how many years it was. It's been a few years for sure, just making the game. Like the mocap itself took. What was it? I think they said 368 days to capture all the mocap.
Really?
Oh yeah. And the dialogue spent them like half a year. Like they spent years.
Well, dialogue alone, how good everything is worded. There's not a single interaction that feels forced or feels like they skimped out on this one scene. It all seems very thought out, and a lot of time and care went into every sentence, every word choice.
I agree. I will say it's a great game. If you haven't played it, go play it, please. And if you're not gonna play it, watch our playthrough. We're doing pretty good so far. Doing pretty good.
Also, just to shout this out, I've been watching the Super Best Friends play.
Okay, I haven't watched them yet.
They do an amazing job.
I watched Game Grumps starting to play through it, but then they stopped.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh.
They stopped because they stopped the recording. I don't know if it's ever going to come back from them, but I hope they do. I want them to finish it. It would be so cool.
Well, the
Love
Super
Game
Best
Grumps.
Friends is nice because they have all three of them picking one character.
That makes sense.
Then every scene, you have one different person playing that scene, and they're just all interacting. Yeah. And it's really nice.
Well, that's basically what we're doing. We just didn't have a third person, so we just switched them off. So, as you guys remember, if you've been watching, we have Tristan playing as Connor. He kind of even looks like Connor at times, I swear. Skinny, tallish, white guy.
You just think all skinny, tall, white guys look alike.
Yeah, I do. But then we got my brother, George, playing Marcus. And then Kara is being switched off between the two every other mission. Which I think that one's the best one to be switched off because her stuff isn't as impactful compared to the other two. I don't know, maybe not. But I think she has the least interaction between the other two characters. The other two interact a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's complete, butting heads, I guess.
Yeah, she is definitely the bridge that connects the two, but
she doesn't completely affect the game or the narrative of the story. 100% Connor and Marcus are the two characters that affect everything, and of course they're the men doing it. Hallelujah. But no, I mean, so far we're having a lot of fun playing through it. Like I said, we're 100% gonna finish the game, and watch out for one more episodes. They'll be coming out soon. But until then, it'll be fun. All right, well, let's get off Detroit right now because we could keep going on for another hour, I feel. But let's talk about. So first of all, we had to take a little bit of I guess you could say, break for the podcast last week. We tried. We had recorded. It wasn't the best. We ended up scrapping it. We were just like, we'll record a better one next week. We'll be all right. So basically, a few things we missed last week. We talked about, what was it? Extension dying, or Extension, or how do you pronounce his name?
XXX Tenenji. I don't know how to pronounce his
We're
name.
not trying to be...
Let's just call him X.
Yeah, let's call him X. Not trying to be disrespectful with his name or whatever. I just didn't know how to pronounce his name. I'll be real.
I'm too white to pronounce it too.
Yeah, it's understandable. But he ended up passing. There was a huge, service in L.A. where in front of one of the studios, I believe he was recording at. And the police ended up having to come because they were with riot gear. There, people are scaling buildings, hopping on top of cars. People were getting out of control, and it was like they were doing the complete opposite of what X wanted to do. Like X, before he passed, was talking about all this positivity. He was trying to change his life, yada yada. And
Well, a lot of people say that he faked that shooting, that he actually didn't die, and this is just a huge media campaign.
If he is somehow alive, I swear to God, because they, by the way, they released a new music video with X,
which
was a
shows
pre-recorded.
his own funeral, basically.
Yeah, which was, basically it's a music video about suicide, and he's fighting. I guess it's supposed to be like a video where he's fighting his inner demons. That's at least what I got.
I took it as, since he's trying to turn a new leaf, that he was killing his old self so his new self could rise from the ashes.
Okay, I can see that, but it's just one of those things where it's like very ironic. First of all, I think X is dead. I mean,
He is. I mean,
I'm not gonna try to propaganda and be like, oh my God, he's in Austria.
this is a crazy conspiracy theory.
He's with Hitler.
One of my buddies were like, yeah, he's not dead. It's just him faking it. Watch, he'll be back in like 2 weeks. There's a lot of evidence proving he's not. And I'm like, but they have photos and video of him being shot.
That's pretty bad. I've seen them. They're not that great. But it would be pretty impressive if this was faked.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be bamboozled. Fucking watch. We uploaded it the day we uploaded it. Fucking X is back.
Well, plus the cops have already said he's dead, so you have to get
Yes.
law enforcement to play along with this ruse.
And that's something that there's no way that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Unless he was a witness in a trial and he's under witness protection, so they did this whole big thing so he could be in witness protection.
Yeah, but
Which I seriously doubt.
we'll see. But once again, let's basically recap what we went over last week. He did a lot of fucked up stuff. He did.
But he was turning his life around.
He was.
I give him
he
props.
was young. He was young. All right, he was 20. It doesn't. First of all, I will say. Well, we went over this very heavily last week, but we had to scrap it. It wasn't that great, like I said. But we did not give him any pass on the stuff he did. He beat his wife while she was pregnant. He beat a guy just because he was gay to the point where he was bleeding, and then bragged about it on podcast. He wasn't by any means the best person in the world.
No, he was a shitty human being. I'm not arguing that, but he did at least attempt before he passed to...
And that's where we're coming from. No matter what you do, no matter what you come from, there is chance for you to retry and reinvent yourself in ways that are that's way better than what you are now. And as long as you're trying, we cannot hold you a fault for what you've done, but we can understand and accept you as you are, right? And that's basically the simplest way we could put it. Now, if you're going through something where you feel like you're gonna maybe do something bad, do something negative, maybe hurt someone or
hurt yourself, please seek help.
Yeah, literally, just that's the simplest way to put it. Just, it's the last thing you want to do is either end up in the hospital or end up putting someone else in the hospital, or even worse. So just be careful out there. I mean, crazy, but
it is. And I'm kind of torn on him. I never really liked his music.
I liked a few of his songs. I wasn't a crazy fan. I listened to like maybe 2 songs of his, and that was it. But I and even after he passed, I didn't go into his music. I didn't search it. I didn't look it up. I'll be honest. I wasn't a fan. I'm still not a fan. I just liked a few of his songs. Like,
all I know is his music helped make the memes of like the loud music memes. That's how he became popular. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know either.
I think PewDiePie talked about it.
I'm not sure. We'd have to look into it. But
Philip DeFranco, something like that.
Someone like that. But we'll look into it sometime. Maybe we'll bring it up again. But definitely Basically, I think that's all we want to say on that. If you're going through anything, go get help, please. Anyway, so what else did we talk about last week? We ended up talking about a little bit of Donald Trump, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we talked about, what was it? What was it? That North Korea thing. There it is.
Oh, okay.
What was it called? Where he went to go talk with him in Singapore.
The Singapore Summit.
Singapore Summit. Like I said, this is definitely a little bit really, really late from that. But
yeah, this is like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, like I said,
3 weeks.
We definitely talked about it last podcast. We just, when it was new. But now, since it's been a little while, it happens.
All I'm going to say about that summit was it was a historical summit. I'm not going to argue that. The importance was there. Mm-hmm. But with North Korea, this could be the 4th president that North Korea has made promises to that didn't keep. This started with Clinton. It did with Bush, Obama, Trump. I can't say for certain because it's North Korea. We don't know what happens in the Hermit Kingdom, but
I could only hope. I mean,
they have made more strides.
Exactly. I would say the whole thing with South Korea was definitely mind-boggling. Because what? So when he was the first leader to step out into South Korea, right?
Something like that.
In the past, like 50, 60 years?
70 years.
Something like that. It was a long time, bro.
It was the first time a South Korean president stepped in North Korea.
That's what it was. Okay.
Too. So it was a very historical day.
Because they met at that middle place, right?
Yeah, in the DMZ, demilitarized zone.
Yeah, but no, I mean there's definitely strides for progress there, and I respect that. I can look at what North Korea is doing and hope that wherever they're going is better, right?
Well, and the problem,
I'm hoping it is.
Well, when you talk about nuclear proliferation, which this is, you have to look at it from a Walt's point of view or a Sagan. Waltz, these two people are very influential people in the nuclear proliferation fields.
Okay.
Waltz basically says the more nukes countries have, the more countries that have nuclear weapons, the better, because that makes them rational actors. It makes wars less likely to happen, stuff like that, because you have deterrent. You have mutual assured destruction otherwise. Because if I have a gun and you have a gun, are you going to attack me?
Yeah. 100%.
You were supposed to say no.
100% will attack.
Well, then I have a gun and I can stop you from doing it. And then we both might die.
My bullet will shoot your bullet.
In the air?
Yeah.
Like the Matrix scenes and whatnot?
Yeah. My bullet's bigger than yours.
Well, hey, let's not bring bullet size into this. It's all about how you use them, okay?
It's all about if I can... what's that movie? Looper or whatever? Where he like turns the bullet?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Looper?
No, it's not Looper. It's,
where he curves the bullet.
Yeah.
I don't know the movie off the top of my head. If you know the movie, comment it.
Please.
I'll get a hold of Dominic and we'll talk about it later.
Morgan Freeman's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't remember, man. It's been so long. But
I think he plays the bad guy in it. Or, like, the twist
he?
ending is he's the bad guy.
Whatever movie we're talking about.
Yeah. I think he kills the guy's
Is that
dad.
Matrix?
No, it's not Matrix.
No, I know it's not Matrix. I'm just fucking around. But,
Annalena Jolie.
All right, I give up on this. All right.
But
basically, we talked about that. We talked about kind of the state of Nintendo in a little bit. So basically, I don't know if you know about this.
I don't.
Okay. Nintendo Switch is the easiest console to be hacked ever.
Is that a bad thing?
Horrible thing. They are losing money like crazy. So basically, the graphics card on the Switch is so easy to get to. All you gotta do is get a little paper clip, turn it up, stick it in, and then from that point on, you could plug your Nintendo Switch into your computer and download emulators. You could download Linux on it.
Oh.
And once you got Linux on it,
you can do anything.
Fucking anything. So people have been stealing games off the market. People have been stealing, putting custom pictures on everything. They've been putting dicks in Mario Odyssey all over the place. And it is by far the biggest fuck up by Nintendo in a long time. And the problem is, you can't fix it.
No, you can't.
It's a hardware problem, and software updates will not fix this. and it sucks. It sucks. I wish that this didn't happen. First of all, I don't support this. Some people are doing it because they say they don't got money for the game. Some people are saying because like people want to play a new Mario, they want to play a new Legend of Zelda, but they got money for the console, but not the games. And I get that, and I can see that people have done it for the longest fucking times. But
we're not condoning this
this early into a system's lifespan. This system's only been open for a year, by the way. Right? So it just passed its year, like maybe 2 months ago. This early in a console's lifetime is detrimental for every game to be on the console for free. You can go
potentially.
Well, that's what people are doing. The thing is, people have already done this, like where they can get every game on here for free. They just go to the store and download it off. It is bad.
The problem with that is, I'm assuming you're gonna need to know how to use Linux, which most people don't know.
Yeah, but it's so easy.
It's easy to learn, but most people don't know how to, and that bug seems like you're only gonna get people who know technology very well doing it, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because maybe 10% of the population who buy a Switch will be able to exploit that.
Yeah, I get it, but I can't support it. I can't get behind it. I get it. I can understand it, but man, it sucks.
Plus, then
it sucks.
Nintendo could use that to their advantage.
How?
Don't fix the problem. Let it become known. More people buy it. Bumps up the numbers.
I don't know if they'll do that. That seems like a very un-Nintendo thing to do. They'll try to fix it. They gotta change the whole schematics of the Switch. They still haven't done it, by the way. They've known for about half a year now that they could do this. But they still have not fixed it. And it's crazy.
I see Nintendo not doing anything about it, just letting it be, learning what are the problems, and then the Switch 2.0 comes out next year, let's say, or in 2 years.
Okay.
Fixes all the problems, makes it even better, and people are like, hey, let's buy this.
I can see that. I just, man, it sucks. But the thing is, like, I'm a big Nintendo. First of all, people should know this already. I'm a huge Nintendo fanboy. I love it. I love them. I support them in everything they do. They do no wrong in my eyes. And I love the company. I live and die for it. But with this problem, I will continue to buying cartridges. I will not put Linux on my Switch. I will continue buying everything off the store. I will not jeopardize anything when it comes. First of all, if you do this, you are jeopardizing your warranty. You are jeopardizing you getting your Switch repaired by Nintendo themselves, getting it replaced. You can't do that because you have to tinker with the actual insides a bit, so they know if you've done it, and then they can deny you warranty. They can deny you replacements. They can just say, well, you gotta buy a new one now. To me, it's not worth it. I have warranty. If I want to, I will get mine replaced. But I will support Nintendo by buying the stuff name brand. I don't even buy what's those off-brand Joy-Con, like the controller brands that they do.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but basically, those off-brand controllers where they're like $20 cheaper. I don't buy those. I buy Nintendo branded ones. I support them and everything they do, and I will continue doing that.
Well, and the best way to get good quality content like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is by supporting and actually buying the product.
Exactly.
The more you buy Zelda Breath of the Wild, the more they'll put out games like that.
I agree.
So the more you support, the better content you get.
I agree.
Pirating is against the law. You shouldn't steal. We understand some people are financially capable to buying these games, but just remember you're breaking your warranty. So if your Nintendo does break, it's on you and you have to buy a new one. And then 2, it's kind of a shitty thing to do.
Alright, sorry about that. So basically where we were leaving off, we were talking about don't pirate. That's basically the simplest way to say it. We don't support it because I think how far we went on there, we explained what the problem was, we explained what it was. We didn't get our final thoughts on it. Basically our final thoughts were simply just don't pirate, support the game.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I pirated Prison Architect.
Whoa.
Let me finish.
They're gonna come get you.
Yeah. I did because the game looked interesting, and when the game first came out, I was still in high school, didn't have much money, and was like, well, let's see if I liked it. And I loved the game so much, I felt horrible that I pirated it. So I bought the game within a week of me doing it, and I don't regret that. I love the game, and I still play it. And
Fair.
especially for indie creators, you want good games, buy the game.
Of course, I get it. Especially for small developers, it's a huge problem.
It is.
And I get it simply because the money, simply because of this, simply because of that. There's reasons you could keep coming up with, but for me, the biggest thing is I like supporting who I support, right? And I'll keep doing that. And I promise, no matter what, I'll keep supporting Nintendo. I'll keep supporting whoever I need to.
Big thing is with people who play video games is we complain, we bitch constantly about, oh, it's the same BS, it's the same game, just reskinned and everything. But especially with EA, they're just trying to make money grabs.
Oh yeah, but EA is a different story for most developers.
But let me finish. It's such a common trope that we complain. Don't complain anymore. Show them. If EA puts out a game, don't pre-order the game until it comes out. If you like someone who made an indie game, buy that indie game. Show the AAA companies who put out AAA games that you want more games like these indie creators and none like Star Wars Battlefront, where it's just put money in to get skins and to be better at the game.
Okay, I get it. Like recently, I just picked up Hollow Knight, which is a new indie game that came out. It looks good. I picked it up. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. I plan on doing a playthrough on that. By the way, I'm gonna try doing a solo. I think it's gonna be more of a solo one. I'm not sure, but sooner or later it'll start coming up. I bought, what is the other one? Unravel 2. I want to get that. Looks good. Made by EA, but I hear good things about what EA is actually doing with that one, at least. Most of the proceeds made from the game are actually going to the indie developers because they want them to keep making games under the EA license, which makes perfect sense. You know, they gotta do that. I mean, they have to. So even though it's EA, I definitely am supporting that one at least. It looks so unique and it looks so fresh and it looks so fun, and I gotta. I mean, Ori and the Blind Forest, whatever it's called. That one haven't picked it up yet. I'm going to. That one I definitely am interested in because the second game looks so pretty. I don't know how to describe it. The game just looks so good. So I'm excited to play these games. Pretty sure all three of them are platformers. So just in case you didn't know, I'm quite the platformer guy. But yeah, I know it's a lot of fun. So another thing we got cut out of the video was talking about Nintendo's new president, who is fairly young. He is in his 40s only, and a 40-year-old taking over Nintendo is amazing for me because that's around the age of people who grew up with Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
It is around the age where people...
He's definitely on the older end of people who play Nintendo.
Yeah, he's I'll be honest, yeah. But I still am excited that it's someone like that, you know? And I want it to be good. I want him to be good.
I'm excited. If he's really open to IPs and indie games... I'm really excited for that because I think that will make Nintendo the first major gaming company to side with IPs and indie developers.
Well, I mean, we once again, this got cut out. We talked about this little article that came out. 6 things you should know about. First of all, we didn't even say his name. Shuntaro Fukuhira, the new president of Nintendo, right? And this article kind of goes over how young he is. He's been with Nintendo working there since 1994. He's had his hands in quite a few IPs.
24 years.
Yeah.
At the company.
Yeah.
Almost 25.
I mean, he's been there since he was 20, basically, then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. But his favorite game...
he's 40, right?
He's in his mid-40s. He's like 46, it said.
Okay, so yeah, he's been in there since 2022. So that's a lifelong company.
I mean, this guy lives, breathes, bleeds Nintendo. All right,
yeah.
This guy is. I have high expectations for Nintendo in the future just because of this new president. I mean, the previous president before him, he was in his 60s. I think it was 68. Let me double check on that. But I forgot his name. I hate these names too because I don't speak Japanese. If that's not obvious. So
But you watch all that anime.
I do watch all the anime, but
You should know Japanese fluently now.
Nintendo.
Nani?
Nani? Huh? Arigato-san? Okay, let's look. Succeeded by Shutehiro Fukuhira. Okay. In June 2018, Kimishimiya stepped down as president, being succeeded by Shuntaro Fukuhira. So Tatsumi Kishihime was the previous president before him, and then obviously before him was the man, the myth, the legend, Iwata himself. You know, and I loved Iwata, dude, but there's a lot of things when he was president where that's when the whole YouTube stuff was happening. That's when
Well, he was part of the old guard, which was the problem.
Yep. I mean, it's a new age, and as much as I love Iwata and everything he has done, I mean, he was the reason basically most IPs that are instrumental for this company now were even creative. He gave the green light on Mario, he gave the green light on Zelda, he gave the green light on Metro, he gave the green light on Donkey Kong. He gave all those green lights.
The only problem I had with him was he didn't evolve later.
He did not, and it sucks to know that happened, but I will say I respect the man for everything he did, and he kept Nintendo alive to this day, and then now the Switch is out, and it is amazing, because he died in an interesting time. Mr. Iwata passed when the Switch sales were down. I mean, this is back when Nintendo stock pivoted.
Oh, yeah.
It dropped because with the Wii U, if you don't remember, was a failure. I mean, it sold in its lifetime till this day only 10 million copies or something like that. In the first year of the Switch, it sold 12 million, outselling the Wii U in its whole lifetime. I mean, the Wii U was just a failure all around.
Well, you can't really call it a failure if there's 10 million units sold.
But that's
it's
little.
a failure in the sense of it didn't do as well as they thought it would.
It did nowhere near as well. It did, like, not even close. It was insane. But it was a
10
failure.
million sales is still impressive.
Yeah, but it wasn't profitable enough to keep going. The Wii U technically should still be going on till this day, but it's not because it died.
Well, the
Surprise.
Wii U is basically the Wii, except with a touchpad.
I mean, it was the Wii U 1080p? It had an HDMI, so I'm not sure.
I think it was only 720.
I don't remember. But regardless, it made some progress. But basically, let me finish what I was saying. Mr. Iwata died in a very, very bad time for Nintendo. He never got to see all these new things come out. He never got to see Mario Odyssey or the Switch or Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which basically brought Nintendo to a new renaissance of gaming, which is exciting for gamers like me, like you, like anyone else that's listening to this. If you are a gamer and you have a Switch, this is an exciting time. There are so many games with fresh ideas coming out. I mean, they had a Mario Rabbids crossover. What? Why?
Skyrim
again. It's great.
Now it's on the Tamagotchi.
Yeah, basically. but no, I mean, they got all these games coming out. They put Hollow Knight on the system. They put Overcooked 2 is going to be on here. Overcooked original one got put on here. A bunch of indie games are on here, which is I don't know if you guys remember this, but it's crazy new for a Nintendo console to be supporting indie games like this. And it has done amazing. Like Fortnite. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite. I don't care for Fortnite. I'm not going to play it. We don't expect that on this channel.
But Damien, you told me we're playing Fortnite after this.
Go kill yourself.
Oh.
Anyways. But the first day... First of all, you know what happened with the whole Fortnite thing here at Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so it got put on the E3. It was announced that Fortnite was going to be on the Nintendo Switch finally. And then they said, oh, by the way, not only is it coming out for the Switch, it's coming out today. You go download it right now, boys. You know, basically what happened.
Was it free?
It was free. Fortnite was free. But, and then it downloaded 2 million copies of the game in the first 24 hours. And then I think it was somewhere around 1.3 million new accounts were made on Epic that day.
Oh, God.
I think they said. And it was a success putting on the Switch, dude. Makes so much sense. I don't know what else to say about it. Too much sense. But the problem was people that have a PlayStation account. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, PlayStation been doing stuff dirty lately. So if you made your Epic account on the PlayStation 4, you can no longer move your account from one console to another. So if you want to play with your account, with you spent money on for the skins, the battle pass, all this stuff, you cannot go to the Xbox and sign in. You cannot go to a Switch and sign in. You can't go to a PC and sign in. You can't go through your mobile gaming and sign in.
Isn't that what Hi-Rez did with Smite when it went to console?
Yeah, no, you can link your accounts now.
Oh, can you now?
You can link your accounts.
Because I remember when I had the Xbox, I tried logging in.
It's hard.
And it didn't give me my skins or anything like that.
I believe you could do it now. It's a little bit hard to do, but you can do it. I believe. But anyways, basically, PlayStation cucked everybody. Like, simplest way to put it. I mean, if you spend $300 on Fortnite in your PlayStation, you can't move it anywhere. It's locked out. And then they basically were asked a million times, hey, switch this. Stop doing this. This is stupid. You're the only even Xbox isn't doing that. You know? And PlayStation just said no. They basically just told everyone no. We want to leave it like this. This is what we plan on doing. And I'm just like, why? This makes no sense. This makes it feel like you're behind.
Yeah.
Like, because crossplay has been supported between the Switch and the Xbox One, which, why? It makes no sense. I love it. Like, if you play it on the Switch with Fortnite, you could play with people on on Xbox, mobile gaming, and like your phone.
Yeah.
And then the PC. But I think you have to pick the server to do that.
Yeah.
So you're not automatically doing it.
It's not fair to, if I'm on the Xbox, to be automatically put with someone who's on PC.
Yeah, unfair advantages. Automatically. Easily. But, I don't know. I support it. I mean, I don't really care for Fortnite, but I respect what they're doing. I respect that hustle.
At this point, it surprises me we don't have more games that are cross-platform.
Minecraft.
Where, at this point, I think Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, if I buy Minecraft, I should be able to play Minecraft with anyone in the world. I mean, at this point.
One other thing. There was a trailer dropped after PlayStation said no to this, and it was complete shade being thrown at PlayStation by Microsoft and Switch. So basically they started tweeting at each other, said, hey, you guys support crossplay, right? Like Nintendo's tweeted at Microsoft, and Microsoft was like, yeah, you want to play Minecraft? And then the Nintendo account tweeted back. They were basically saying, yeah, what do you want to build? And then they dropped a trailer of cross-play between the Switch and the Xbox.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love when companies do that together.
And then at the end of it, there's this thing that says be creative together, and it's Nintendo red, and then it's play together, and it's Xbox green. But it's great because PlayStation's not on it. And then it's just like, I love it. It almost feels like they're showing shade at PlayStation.
Oh, they have to. And with Xbox and Microsoft, I'm willing to put money down right now that the next generation of consoles, Xbox is going to win. Because Sony fell into the hole that they originally were in with PlayStation 2. Xbox fell in that hole with the Xbox One. And now Sony's falling back into that hole.
Yep. I mean, there's always been a leader in the console every generation. And I don't think anyone's held the leadership for 2 years in a row. Or 2 generations in a row.
Oh, generations, yeah. Xbox did, though.
Xbox did?
With the original Xbox and then Xbox One. I mean, Xbox 360. I believe...
I don't know about that. I have to look that up, but I'm not sure. But I don't believe it's ever happened. I thought it was PlayStation's time back in PlayStation 2.
I might be wrong, but from I've always been a Microsoft guy though, so I might be biased.
That generation was a PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and then the
but Xbox was the first one to come out with online multiplayer.
Yeah, I would say the most innovative, but I don't know if that made them lead the generation. You have to look at console sales to see that. I don't know what the console sales were.
I'm just going off of what I know back when I was in elementary school.
What else was...
Halo was the big thing. Playing Halo 2 or 3 online with people, you had to have an Xbox because everyone was playing Halo.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It would make sense, but did 360 win that generation too?
I would say so, because then you had the whole Microsoft falling into the hole with either PlayStation 2 or 3. I can't remember.
I'd have to look up a little bit, and we'll come back to this topic at a later time. But We'll calm down there. Calm down. But I gotta look it up. But regardless, it's very uncommon, especially now, for a console to hold a generation like this.
Oh yeah.
Because right now, PlayStation got that grip on it, and with these moves they're making right now, it's like they're loosening and loosening that grip.
Well,
crazy.
My big thing with that is I feel like you need completely different people with each generation. You can't have the old guard that was with the last generation in charge of the next generation, because you need someone like our age who has, like, we can look at the Xbox One and say what the problems are right now if we just pull up everything. This is why I don't like, this is why I like, this is why I would like to see.
This is what we're going to do. I get it. I will say, I think...
That's why I think Xbox One failed, because you had the old guard going, well, everyone wants to be able to use their Xbox to do whatever. They want that to be their hub.
They just want to watch TV.
Yeah. They focused on the social and television part, but not the gaming part.
Isn't the Xbox One, wasn't it, what is it? First, it wasn't even advertised as a gaming console. It was advertised as an entertainment system.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it was.
Because you could go Xbox, split screen, Xbox, put sports on, stuff like that. Xbox, do this. Because you had to connect.
Yeah.
You had to, and your Kinect had to be plugged in at all times.
Also known as the best feature of any gaming console ever, the Kinect. But, yeah, gaming-wise, it's crazy. I think the next generation Xbox got it. I mean...
Unless Nintendo pulls something out of their hat.
No. I love Nintendo to death. They're my favorite. I love them more than Xbox. I love them more than PlayStation. But I will say, no. I can't see it. But
who knows? Maybe with the new guy, it might actually change.
Maybe.
We could see it. An actual... Nothing wrong with the Nintendo Switch, don't get me wrong. But an actual gaming console from Nintendo since the GameCube.
I just want the Switch to stay what it is. I like the Switch. I don't want a new console anytime soon.
No.
I want this to last another 4 or 5 years. You know? I want it. I just don't want a Switch. I want to keep my Switch.
Same.
And I love my Switch. My Switch is my baby. You know?
I'm actually thinking about buying a Switch this week.
Good console.
Because I love the Elder Scrolls series, and I know this contradicts what I said in the past about new IPs and how much I want IPs. But Elder Scrolls, I've bought every single Elder Scrolls game, and I have Skyrim on pretty much like 5 different things. I've bought Skyrim like 5-6 different times already. So,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
So me, Tristan, and my brother were talking, and then Tristan brought up a topic of, first of all, you're pretty familiar with Bethesda games, all right?
Yeah.
All right, Obsidian, how they made all those games. They made the Fallouts, right?
Yeah.
Fallout 3 and all the crap. Or they made Fallout New Vegas.
Obsidian made New Vegas, yeah.
That's what it was. Anyways, so we got into a conversation of Tristan saying there has not been a good RPG made or licensed by Bethesda since Fallout 3. And I disagreed. I said Skyrim was a good RPG.
I would say Skyrim was a good RPG, but I see where he's coming from, because Elder Scrolls was bastardized by Skyrim. Nothing against Skyrim. I love Skyrim. Don't get me wrong.
By the way, real quick, my experience with the Elder Scrolls games was I played Obsidian. I played
Oblivion.
Oblivion. I say that all the time because I'm confused about the company. Anyways, I played Oblivion. I played Skyrim. I have not played Morrowind. I have not played all the older ones. I've just played those 2.
The reason why I say it was bastardized by Skyrim was because previous Skyrim games, you could kill everyone. I believe Morrowind, you could literally kill everyone. Everyone. No joke. And if you killed someone important to the story, it's like, hey, you killed this important person to the story. Do you want to continue? Please revert back to the previous save so you can continue with the story. So if you had enough time and energy, you could kill everyone on the island. Everyone. Even if they were important to the plot.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because you could. Because it was like real life.
That's a true RPG. That's crazy.
And they changed it with Oblivion and then Skyrim.
Okay.
People love that aspect.
So I basically hopped in right when they started dumbing it down.
Yeah. Well, they made it more casual. the magic
aspect.
system is completely different. Magic used to be super OP and super hard to obtain because it makes sense. Oh, you trying to use some magic BS to do some magic BS? You have to work hard to do that.
That's fair.
To become a vampire alone, you had to study and find different books about different vampire clans and which clans you gave you certain abilities and stuff like that. So then you had to pick which clan, and then you had to work hard to gain that ability.
And Morrowind, or Morrowind, or how you pronounce it, that was before Fallout 3?
I believe so.
Okay, so that's where it is. Okay. So would you agree with his statement in a way?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I can't say Skyrim wasn't a decent RPG because I put easily over 1,000 hours into it.
Okay.
Is it a traditional RPG like how Fallout 2 was, or how Morrowind was? No.
But I would argue that Skyrim, taking Bethesda games, because okay, let's look at it as an RPG standpoint. Some of the bigger RPGs. Well, what would you say? Some of the bigger RPGs besides Bethesda games. Don't say anything about Bethesda. What are the bigger RPGs? That's where me and Tristan started thinking, and we're like, well, I could think of a few: Dragon Age, Witcher.
Witcher is a good one.
Dragon Age.
I've never played Witcher though, so I'm not capable to answering that.
It's pretty good. I like it. I would say it falls more along the lines of Skyrim, though, where you can't do everything like that. Or like in Morrowind, but people still renown Witcher as one of the great RPGs.
If I'm correct, though, that RPG is more story-driven.
It is. 100% is. 100% is.
Where Skyrim, I'll be honest, I've never finished this campaign in Skyrim.
Fake gamer girl.
No, I've never, because the campaign never interested me. Because
Fake gamer girl.
the problem with most RPGs is they make you the chosen one. You're just magical BS at that point, and I don't like that aspect. Where I could play Skyrim without doing the storyline and still become who I am, and make my character whoever. I could walk anywhere and then come across a tomb, go into the tomb, fight a bunch of monsters, find this book that tells me to go to this other location to find this magical sword, go to there, fight a boss, and then I have this cool magical sword.
I can respect that. I get behind that. I could do that. But I would say, what to you makes a great RPG or good RPG? Let's say take great out of it.
I would say gameplay doesn't matter.
Okay.
In an RPG, if you have a good storyline, that will really drive an RPG. Take Knights of the Old Republic.
Yep, that's a good one.
Battle mechanics and everything was kind of crappy, but everything else was amazing. It had a great storyline. You could choose how you want to complete quests and stuff like that. There was different ways of going around stuff, and I really liked that. Yeah.
First, take a quick pause. All right, sorry about that. Just had to take a quick little break, but we're getting towards the end of this podcast, anyways. We've been going on for a while, but
long story short,
okay,
basically, is GG needs to have a good atmosphere, basically.
Okay. So you said like world building?
Yeah, good world building.
Okay.
Skyrim was amazing because you had the Civil War going on at the same time as the story. It was good because there was different factions. You could go to Markarth, and you had the Forswarm attacking it and stuff like that. So there was danger going there. You could go anywhere, certain locations, and you knew, oh, there's going to be giants and mammoths here. I need to be careful and scoot around, stuff like that.
Okay, I get that.
Could be attacked at any moment by a dragon.
Okay, I respect that. I mean, I like Skyrim. I would argue it is a good RPG.
I would say it's a good RPG. Is it the best RPG that
No, I never argued that, but
Bethesda ever made? No. But was it a good enough game that it was casualized so casual gamers could play it while still appreciating the diehard fans? Yes, it was a good mixture.
I think it was the best balance between casual and diehards with any other RPGs. I cannot think of another RPG that's done that great, which is why it has sold as many copies as it's done.
Which I would say Fallout 4 was horrible. It was only made for casuals. Because people like me who played the previous Fallout games, we had nothing we loved in that game.
Base building was cool.
It's all right, but I mean, I like making my character dumb as a bag of rocks and then having the funny interactions. But I had 0 in my intelligence or 1, something like that, and I still could talk normally to people.
That sucks. But I guess that's what they planned on doing. It sucks, but times change.
Yeah.
It sucks. I don't know. I would say Fallout 76 is also going to fall along those lines.
I'm not 100% sure.
So for an online game, I can't see stats being that crazy.
Obviously, intelligence won't matter in that game unless...
Because you're playing online.
Mm-hmm. So, that's the thing that's going to make me upset. I can't make a dumb character. He's just going to be a normal person unless I make him super smart.
Yep.
I'm going to say luck probably won't be a thing in the game. So, the lucky tech tree won't be really a thing. Mm-hmm. Which makes me sad because that was fun. I love Idiot Savant. Idiot Savant is the best trait in Fallout, where you could be... The more dumb you are, the more luck you get. And I love that aspect because it makes so much sense. Because everyone knows that one idiot in their friend group who has the best luck ever.
I agree. I don't know. I'm excited for Fallout 76. I cannot say I'm going to be a diehard on it. I can't say that I'm going to put 100 hours into it. I can say I'll play it, I'll see how it is, and hopefully it's good.
I'm not buying it when it comes out, if that tells anyone anything.
Yeah, and you're a pretty Fallout guy. It sucks. I wish it wasn't like that. Imagine if it was like... If it was a dead-on, full Fallout game, single player, normal stuff, even without you knowing what it's going to be like, you'd probably buy it.
I will say I will try to get into the closed or open beta, and depending on how I feel from it, I will buy it when it comes out.
It might change your mind, But
the last Bethesda game that had an open beta was Elder Scrolls Online, and I completely hated it.
But Elder Scrolls Online, speaking of which, really good. Now, Eric's been playing. First of all, I'll have Eric on the podcast sometime later. Not today. This will be a different podcast online. We'll talk about Elder Scrolls Online. Right now, he's grinding through it with him and George. They're playing through it. They're saying how they like, and they're gonna kind of come back and give you not an in-depth, but I would say a rational analysis of the game when it first came out, because they both were players of the game when it first came out, and now. And to tell you slight differences, tell you slight casual ways they made it better, ways they made it more fun, ways they changed the gameplay, ways they changed the leveling system, the quests, what you do. But from what I've been hearing from them, they've been having a lot of fun with that game.
I picked the game up maybe 2 years ago again to see if it changed. And it just felt like a reskin texture of WoW, which I can see Eric loving then.
Okay.
But as it was when I played it last, I didn't see any major changes. It's not an Elder Scrolls game. It's a WoW whip-off.
But that's part of what you are probably suffering from, is you're looking too much for an Elder Scrolls game, but it's an MMO. Mm-hmm. It can't be an Elder Scrolls game.
But they preached it as an Elder Scrolls game.
I get it, but if you go into it knowing it's not, and knowing it's an MMO, I feel like you're gonna have a lot more fun.
I don't like MMOs.
I love them.
I hated WoW because I don't like. WoW. My thing with Elder Scrolls is it's supposed to
Forever
be
live
like
the Horde.
A real life world where you just come across creatures and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But how the online was when I played it, it could be different now.
Well, WoW?
No, Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
And it could be different now, but I didn't like that aspect of I'm walking down the street and there's just an enemy standing in the middle of the street waiting for someone to walk by to attack. That is not an Elder Scrolls game. That's a WoW ripoff, basically.
Yeah, but like I said, you know what you're getting into at times.
Yeah.
I get it. But with that, let's just let's try to wrap it up here.
Okay.
We had a lot of topics here. Definitely a fun podcast. But we'll come back next week. Okay, I'm not making any promises, but hopefully we don't have another break next week. We'll try to keep it frequently. This is the first week where we had to take a week off. It's no big deal. Tristan will be back hopefully by next podcast. If not, he'll be here the podcast after, and you guys can hear about his trip at Vegas. You guys can hear about what he's been up to, what he's recorded, what he plans on putting up, and all this stuff. But for this upcoming week, you can expect Donkey Kong, you can expect a few one-offs, and you can expect some more goofs and laughs. But other than that, anything else you want to say before we go?
No, other than my schedule is more open now, so the more you want me on podcasts and the more the people want me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you on Trivial Pursuits. Because
so I can win.
Basically, real quick before we end this podcast, we're going to talk about Trivial Pursuit. So, we recorded an episode. It was a good episode. I liked it. It was funny.
Oh, yeah.
But the audio got messed up. It got all these things, and it sucks because we lost it. But
I won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dominic won. So, the running gag in our friend group is Dominic always wins. I never win. Cuba is the one thing you 100% have to go all 100% in on, even if you know it's wrong. At least for me. Always Cuba for life. And let's think. Is there anything other running gags when it comes to Trivial Pursuit?
Eric always says I cheat.
Oh, Eric bitches all the time. Oh, but it'll be fun.
Because he says the final round shouldn't count.
But it does. It does. It's all that counts. But regardless, we will re-record that episode one of these days, and we'll have it up, and that is going to be a lot of fun.
What we should do is do a drinking competition with
God.
it.
We'll see.
Every time you get an answer wrong, you have to take a shot.
We'll see. Oh, fuck that. I'm going to die. Anyways, we're going to call it here, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. We'll be back next week. Until then, have a nice day. Bye.
Peace.